Hey traders, what's going on? I hope everybody had a good trading week. We're just going to be doing a quick trade review video here. The trading week that I had, it was a pretty decent week for me, that's for sure. Couple things I learned this week is I'm probably going to be staying away from the 1 minute time frame just because of spread and a lot of noise and stuff. But it did work out. This is my last trade in the 1 minute. Hopefully, my last trade ever on the 1 minute. It worked out, so I'm kind of taking the money and I'm running, right. And I'm gonna explain why I don't like the 1 minute. It's more than just it's kind of it's noisy. It's more than just that, and I'll actually explain it in another video coming up. Probably in my next podcast. It's gonna be about scalping versus swing trading. So stay tuned for that. Should be good. Anyways, let's get into it. So this is the pound. This is the first trade I took. I only took two trades this week, but this is the pound US dollar. I was using the 15 minute as my curve. This trend line you see here, that is the 1 hour. So what I was doing was I was identifying the 1 hour downtrend, and I was really making sure that it was like a true downtrend. Demand zones are being removed, supply zones being respected, like a clear downward momentum line. I was really making sure that was very present in the trade. So 1 hour downtrend, I found this nice 15-minute supply, had a nice move away, broke these lows. Any demand that was over here has been removed. Had a nice move back up. Not the greatest approach, but whatever. And then this over here is on my 1 minute. So this big black box is the 15-minute curve zone. I was waiting for price to get inside. It just touched it. I drew my upward momentum line because it up, down, up. Price clearly broke the momentum line. I took this trade as a momentum line break only. I've been noticing that they work quite a bit very well. Usually I want to see the momentum line broken and a little bit of demand removed. Here I didn't really get that, but you know what? I said, fuck it, I'm going to take the trade. I've been backtesting a lot, and I've noticed that very clear momentum line breaks, they usually get a nice push out of there, and clearly we did, right? This was a 3-to-1 profit. It was very fast. That's the thing with spread too, guys. I'll go into a little bit of detail now. This might look like more than a 3-to-1 to you, right? But with spread, like I don't know exactly how many pips this was, but my stop loss was like, it had to be something up here. And it's not because I wanted to put my stop loss above the whole 15-minute zone. It's literally because up here was only from this distal line to my stop loss was only like 3 pips, 3.5 pips. Like the total risk here, I don't know. I think it was like maybe 5, 6 pips. I don't really remember. I never really pay attention to that. But that's the problem. Your stop loss has to be up so high because of the spread, right? Like if this was a 1 hour level, your stop loss would be right here. And it wouldn't be that crazy. If this is a 1 hour, you'd be getting like a 5-to-1 here, 4-to-1, right? Like, but on the 1 minute, you basically needed to move 5, 6-to-1 in order for you to get a 3-to-1 because of the spread, right? I'll go into a little more detail about that in another video, like I said on my podcast. But yeah, so that's that trade. Now we're gonna look at one I'm currently in right now on Euro USD. This is just a screenshot. This is my daily. This is my higher time frame. I noticed this demand down here. I know it's not the greatest demand, but it is demand because it took out this supply up here, and this supply took out this low. So I noticed price was inside the daily demand. It had been in there for a while, so I totally understood that. Sorry about that. Just having my coffee. So it's in daily demand. My 4 hour is irrelevant in this situation. The daily is sideways. I had marked this 1 hour demand zone because price was pushing down here. All of a sudden, boom, nice shot up here from this 1 hour demand. I noticed it. I had drawn this out the night before, a couple nights before, or something like that. I don't really remember. Had Euro USD on my watch list for this 1 hour demand. When I woke up, price had already been reacting off the 1 hour demand. I know it's kind of sloppy, but there's a wick here. Price had already been reacting off of it, and so I was like, oh fuck, I'm kind of late to it. Just waking up now. So then what I decided to do was go down to the 5-minute and look for confirmation inside, and I got that. So this whole level right here, that's the 1 hour, but this is the 5-minute time frame here. So I noticed this trend down, the 5-minute broke the trend down, broke some nice supply here too. Simply bought the pullback. My first take profit was hit at 2-1 for half my position, and now my other take profit or now my stop loss is at break even for my other position, and it does look like I'm gonna get stopped out on that. So I'll be making I think it's a 1-1, yeah, 1-1 on this. Not what I wanted. My next take profit was up here, as you can see right here at this next daily demand. It would have been like a 5-1 for that target. Would have been nice. It might still get there. It is the weekend, so I probably will be closing out my trade at the end of the day, regardless of what happens. But yeah, that's that trade. And just for a little bonus for you guys, I'll show you something that I'm looking at as well. This is on wheat. I don't know if you guys can trade wheat, but this is the daily. Had a nice move out of here on the daily. Pretty decent zone. Momentum line break. All the supply is removed. Daily's on a downtrend now, so I'm looking for that intermediate time frame confirmation, the 4 hour. We got it with a break of this supply and this momentum line. This is the 1 hour. This is the zone I'm going to be looking to get long from next week. I'm not going to be taking, I don't think price is even going to get down here today. If it did, I'd be waiting for the week. I'd be waiting for Monday anyways. But this is where I'm looking at buying here in the 1 hour next week for wheat USD. I think it's a pretty nice trade. I'm not telling you guys to do that. I'm just telling you what I'm going to be looking at next week. So wheat is on my watch list next week. It's at the top of the list. Hopefully you can get a nice move up to here. That'd be sweet. But yeah, anyways, that concludes this weekly review. Hope everybody has a good weekend, and I'll see you next week. Take care.